we are going to do some asked for market prep and showing you kind of where I'm at and what I'm doing and a little bit of an update, chit chat kind of thing. So if that sounds like something that you partially want to see, come join me for whatever part of that might interest you, okay? Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I am glad you're here. I have been asked by a couple people, not a lot of people, but you know, a market prep style video. So I'm going to start that part of the video here. Okay, we're going to give this a shot. I know my face isn't in camera, but that's okay. I have these two stacks of pouches that I have to get sewn. I have cut all my fabric, my liner, my outside fabric, my interfacing. I've done all that. Now I have to transfer from my regular presser foot to my zipper presser foot so that I can sew the zippers on. And I'm only going to be doing this for a little while because I have got to get my grass mowed today. And this is a pain in the patootie when I have to switch this thing out. Okay. I had to switch the orientation of my needle. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff done while I am waiting on the dew to dry off of the grass. I have my handy dandy little thing from a whatchamacallit. But anyway, I am waiting on the dew to dry so that I can mow my grass here in a little while. And yes, I know I am hunched over, but that is because I have to have this thing so high because of the condition of my knees. And unfortunately, it makes for a very low table. But I have a solution to that. Now, I'm going to try to talk to you over the sound of my machine. I did change my needle out because it sounded like I was hammering through cloth. Okay, she's not that bad. To me, she sounds loud as meth. Oh, yeah, here she goes. Alright, why are you... The struggle is real some days, y'all. I'm not even going to play. Usually I don't pin like that or put my clips on like that. Only because I usually don't prep that much stuff, but I have to in this situation because it saves a little bit of time. And like I told y'all, these little pouches take me so much time. Part of it is because of the zipper, and part of it is because of the way I make my pouches so that they have a crisp line on the other side. All right. Now, usually I would go in right here and sew, and this is not a tutorial or anything like that, y'all, but usually now is where I would top stitch the liner to the zipper so that when you open it, it doesn't do it. I mean, it doesn't get caught in the zipper. But this is black thread, and I don't want black thread on this. I will probably end up using like this cream thread. I don't know how well that matches on camera, but it's perfect in real life. So I'm going to put that there so that it is ready for me. But like I said, usually that's my next step. So unfortunately, since I can't do that right now, I'm going to take my next outside piece and liner piece and sew them on. Alright, so this is not a directional fabric, but I like having one kind of constant throughout my fabrics. So these little guys right here, they were on top, they were facing up top on my other side, on this other side. So I'm okay. That is the way it will be on this side then. All right, let me run this back through. And like I said, I will end up cutting, I'll end up coming back through and doing the, and what I'm doing here is I have to keep lifting it up because it starts to catch, the zipper foot starts to catch the end of my fabric and it tries to make it really hard. But anyway, and then I will put this over on my work table. And later I will have to go back in when I change thread colors. And I will put that on there so that I can add, I can tack down that liner with top stitch. But anyway, I just figured I'd come on here. Before I start my day outside, which thankfully it won't be that long outside, but because I think today is supposed to be 97, 98 degrees. And I really don't want to get stuck out there when it's too hot, but I do, the grass has to be at least dry enough for me to cut it. So we'll see. But I wanted, I did get a couple requests for having some sewing. And like I said, I don't mind having sewing content in my channel. I'm not very good at camera angles and all that because I have a tripod and my cell phone to work with. But now I might, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and tack this down with black. Black on gray seems fine. Line it up. Normally I change my stitch length if it's going to be top stitching on the outside of a bag, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I overshot it a bit, so I had to go back and grab the edge of the liner. Yes, perfect. Okay, I can deal with that. Yeah, see? That's a nice color on that top stitch. And, like I said, that just kind of holds it down to where when you open the zipper, it doesn't get caught in it. And I have 10,000 more to go, it seems. I know I laugh about it, but it does feel like 10,000. And I also have my wristlets to get finished. The other night when I did the sewing and everything, I think I told y'all about that. I did the sewing and was about ready to cut them. To cut the interfacing and put the interfacing on and all that jazz. Well, it got so late to where I was like, no, I'm not going to Because once it gets to a certain lateness in the evening, my stitches get way too wonky. And I just really don't want to risk a shoddy product because I'm working too late. So I stopped on them, and then the next morning I got started on getting all the stuff done for this. And unfortunately, by doing that, I did not get back to my keychain, my wristlets. So, those, oh, Jesus. Oh, well. Sorry, did not mean to invoke that name. I'm such a bad person. I know I'm not a bad person, y'all. I'm just messing around. But I definitely have to fix the height of this table. Which I will probably do after I mow the grass. But we shall see. Okay, perfect. Now this one is actually ready for me to clip on. Let me grab these clips that I dumped in the floor. Okay, I'm missing one. That's alright. I'll find it somewhere. Unless it went into my trash can. Which that's a new position for my trash can. Normally my trash can is under my work table. But I have a pack of little tabs that I have sewn. I have pre-sewn and I don't know where they're at right now. Oh, here they are. I put them in my little plastic Chiaogu thing. But anyway, what I have done is I basically made my own little tabs, cut them to size, and then put them in this little pouch, which is near about impossible to get into. But see, what I do is I take that, and I'm not sure whether I want to put my hardware on these. Pardon me. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put the hardware on these. So I have to grab it, and I'm not gonna do that right this moment. But I will clip that. Oops, sorry. I will put the hardware on and clip it to this. That way it's ready for the next step. But I'm not going to do all that right now. Right now, I'm just going to sew. Just going to get happy and sew. So those are going on that side of me so that they are, I know that they are ready for their tabs. That has to be still put in the queue because that one has to have its, alright. It has to have its liner tacked down with top stitching. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is stop filming because I want to either put on a podcast behind me on the TV or listen to an audiobook, which is on the phone that is recording this little clip of video. And I think I'm going to just get all these knocked out, and I will see y'all when I finish this, because I have the rest of these to finish with black thread. Then I'm changing to my white thread to do all of these. So I will see you back. Okay. Hello, I'm back. Last one. And I am tired. I don't even want to go outside and mow. But unfortunately, I don't get a choice in that because my grass needs mowing. And it is finally dry enough for me to go out there and do so. So that means the girl is going out to get the yard tended to. And the thing about this little puppy is thankfully I am, well, okay, I'm not done, but I'm done with this part of the sewing journey after I finish this one until I get my labels in. And hopefully that will be, it comes from Lakeland, Florida, which should only be about a day or two. And if they are able to ship out Monday, the 24th, she did message me back, or they, I don't know who was actually doing the messaging me back, but they said that, you know, they were swamped this past week and they couldn't reply to me. And I totally understand that. I was knee deep in sewing, cutting, ironing, and sewing. So I totally understand that. Now, as far as, because they told me that, you know, they were busy, but if I still needed it rushed, they could ship it out Monday. Otherwise, it would, the 24th. Otherwise, it would ship out Thursday, the 27th. And I know a few days does not seem like much. Hold on, I gotta make sure that my flower is turned the right way. But anyway, I said yes, it still would help if you could rush it and ship it out on Monday. Only because I don't know that I would have everything ready by September 7th like I promised y'all. If they do not do it by Monday. So let's cross our fingers and hope that they get my message, because I replied last night, which was Saturday night. And as of 1 o'clock Sunday, I have not heard back. But I've also been trying to get this done too. Sorry, I know that was kind of loud, but I probably shouldn't have ripped through that fast. But after, actually I need to count to see how many I actually got sewn today. So basically I've sewn 4 panels on each pouch. Alright. And this is the entire thing here. And let's see, I'm gonna just count zippers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Jeezy Pete, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So 24 total. Wow. Okay. And that includes the black peony, purple, the beautiful little fairy. I only have one of those. Some sea life one, some butterflies, some starburst, some of the beautiful pale to me it looks like Easter plaid and the red. So yay! Now these right here are the multicolored zippers. I hope to try to get some white zippers in. I don't know if I want to continue with this or not. That's a story for a whole nother day. I'm gonna go mow, and I will see y'all in a little bit. Okay, so that was a quick little, well, hopefully quick. I haven't looked to see how long it had actually taken me to film that little bit. And I don't know about the sound of the sewing machine and what all my son can do to work his editing magic. But I just came in from outside. I did get my grass mowed. And let me tell you, I nearly took out my shepherd's hook with my flower pot or hanging flower thing and my hummingbird feeder. Yeah, I almost took it out. I didn't, but I almost did. So, you saw where I had completed all these. Now, while I'm talking, I'm going to be... Oh, poo. I need to get the hardware for this. Hang tight 1 second. See if I can roll over there. Of course I'm not going to be able to roll over there. That's asking too much from myself. Okay, yep, I actually was able to. Okay, so anyway, forgive the tank top. This, oh, by the way, I hand knit this myself. It's made with cotton. It is the Tip Top tank, free on Ravelry. Okay, so, but it's hot. And I just came in from outside. It is 97 degrees. And let me see what that actually says with the real feel. Real feel feels like 104. Yeah, so tank top it is. Now, before I get started on putting the tabs on that stack, I did want to show you, I mentioned it earlier when I was sewing up these pouches that I had made strips. These will be wristlets. They have not been sewn yet. They have just been, I cut the main fabric, the back fabric. I went ahead and I did sew them together, but I have yet, and this is a really long one, I'm going to show you that one. That's a really long one. I have yet to sew the pieces together. Like I said, I had intended on doing that, and it was too late, and I didn't want everything to go wonky, so I didn't do it. And then when I got started on the pouches, this got put to the wayside. But I'm just showing y'all. Now, I have had 3 or 4 of you suggest doing lanyards. This is that beautiful fairy. And I think I want to do that. I can't do it, obviously, in any of these fabrics because these were limited, you know, by the poundage, yardage that I gotten from the warehouse sale. But, and I don't know if I'm showing y'all this. I mean, I don't know if this is too fast. If you need to pause it or whatnot to look at a certain pattern, be my guest. But I just wanted to kind of show y'all what I'm doing. Now, this one I went back and forth on. Do you see how it doesn't really show the cow's face, the Highland cow? Now, if I open it, it shows you his eyes, right? But that's not the part you're going to be seeing. So I'm still going to make some wristlets in this. But I may cut another strip to see if I can make it to where his eyes and horns. Because remember when I told y'all about this fabric, I was very concerned about what would actually show on the wristlet. And I was right to be concerned about it. But if it's matching the pouch or the drawstring bag, it doesn't matter. You know exactly what it looks like. So, that is my stack of wristlets that I have to tend to and make. Those do not require the logo tags, so we're okay on that. Alright, now let me get started. Oops. Did I grab the wrong one? I mean, I grabbed the right one. I just, apparently I grabbed, because I did end up having to go back and buy another pack. Because as many wristlets and pouches as I made, not wristlets, I spoke wrong. Why is this not, oh, that's why it's not opening then. It's because I didn't unhook all the tape. But anyway, okay. Like I say, I'm getting a little aggravated. But while we're doing this, I'm going to talk. And if you just kind of want to ignore me and do all that fun stuff, that is totally fine. Okay, so I'm trying to remember which way I did this. Alright, I did it on that end. I had to look at one of my previous ones because I can't catch it on the I can't catch the liner fabric on it, so I have to be very careful. And then my handy dandy little pack of tabs. But the wristlets, like I was saying, I can go ahead and get those made as long as I make sure that I don't get the whole situation messed up. So it depends on if I'm not going to do it tonight, obviously, because it's already 4 o'clock. Actually, it's 4:15. So I'm not gonna do those tonight. I will finish this up, and I think what I might do, because I'm going to show you this pattern right here, the seashells and whatnot. I didn't cut enough liner, and I cut so much liner and did my interfacing on the back of it and all this. I thought, oh, that's too much blue. It wasn't enough, y'all. And plus, I ran out of the pale blue zipper by the yard. Now, I do have those plain white zippers. Let me show y'all. I don't know that I'm going to use those. I am going to go on Amazon and look again, because this is the one I bought, the pack I bought from Amazon. Alright? The only thing that I don't like is that itty bitty bitty hole on the pull tab. And plus, look how tiny that pull tab is. Okay? And then look at this pull tab. Hold on, let me see if I can put them side by side as comparison. I mean, come on. You see the big difference? I like that size pull tab. Am I wrong? Would y'all be okay with that, or would you prefer that? Because I do not mind. If y'all prefer that, I don't mind trying to look for some. Because this to me just seems like, I mean, it'll work fine, but sometimes my hands don't work, and I don't want to fiddle with a small zipper. Does it make sense? And I've not used any of these, so if I did return them, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. If I can find some white, I can get some more by the yard. I can. And I might, as backup. Or, I don't know. But I wanted white because I could basically take one picture and be done with it. You know? If, like with some of these, since this is going to be a staple, since I have 15 yards of this fabric, I have an entire bolt, I would rather go with white. Well, not quite the same with this, but I still would probably prefer to have one solid color and be done with it. But I do need to go ahead and get this done. Get that blue. And technically, I could use the cows. Oh, look at the cow. Look at the cows. I did not get to get these done yet because when I was working on them last night, I said, you know, I really did want to try to find out if I could find some big zipper pull. I do have a little bit of white by the yard left, but not enough to do. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 of these. And I made sure, and I wasted a lot of fabric doing it, but I don't care. I made sure that each Highland cow was highlighted. Partly because I had already made that strip and didn't like the fact that, you know, the wristlet didn't highlight it. Sorry, you know I got to have my caffeine. But anyway, I appreciate everything y'all did when y'all commented on that last video. I did not mean to come off so mean when I was telling y'all about it, but I was frustrated, you know? I mean, to me, I don't know, people just want to be ugly. And I have let it go, and I'm fine, you know. The person was pretty anonymous when they emailed me because their email address was all letters and numbers. So I can't even link it to anybody on YouTube. But I mean, hello, I know they were because they were commenting about the way I spoke. But anyway, thank y'all. I really do appreciate, you know, all the support you give me. Now, that's why I said peonies. Sometimes I'm just going to do it because, yeah, if they're watching, if they're stalking, then good. I hope it makes them cringe every time they hear it. But this is going to take me a hot minute. So I'm not going to finish this on, you know, while I'm filming, but I figured I'd talk to y'all while I was doing it. I have not been able to touch my t-shirt, the Aria tee, since the last video because I've been in here. And before you say, get some rest, even if I tried, I probably couldn't. I'm not going to lie. Because I want to get all this stuff done. I want to get it to where I am set. For one, for when I said September 7th, I wanted to get everything done for y'all to be able to purchase the stuff before I put it for sale when I go to do the market. And plus, that'll give me a good idea. And I know y'all are a wider scope of people than I will be seeing at the market. But it'll kind of give me an idea of what's hot and what's not. Does that make sense? I know I sound like a teenager, but... Oh, speaking of, okay. I'm losing these things left and right. I'm so tempted to put this hair up and get it out of my balls because no matter how much I trim, it doesn't seem like it's ever enough. I love this. I love this. I wish I had found a bolt of this that wasn't glitter like this. I'm going to go back on their website and I'm going to look to see, because I would buy an entire bolt. It may not even sell, but I love it. No, I wouldn't buy one if I didn't think it was sale. I would not buy a whole bolt of it. I'm lying. But I'm honest enough to tell you I'm lying. Now, if I could come across another 3-yard cut of it, I could email them and ask them. Not another 3-yard cut, because that was by the poundage. But some bolts, they will piece up. I don't know for what circumstances it is, because that's how I got that 3 yards of the Highland cow and the 3 yards of the peonies, the 3 different colors. So cross your fingers that I can get some, because I would, that and this. I love both of them. But what I was going to tell you, totally not related to any of this. But we're just in chit-chat mode now. So if you came for the market prep, I hope you enjoyed it. But now it's time for Lynn to talk and work so that I don't feel like I'm working alone. I say that, but yet I never am. I have a TV right behind my phone there. And I watch... Right now, I'm watching a show called Siren. Very unique. I don't know if I like it or not yet, but very unique. I can't even remember what channel. I think it's on Hulu. I don't know, but and Hulu is not like Netflix, and they don't gatekeep. So I use my son's Hulu. My other son, I have my Netflix. I have an account on his Netflix. So I get a cheaper one there. But anyway, Hulu. Siren. Yeah. So I just started watching it, and I don't quite know if I like it yet or not. But yeah, well, we'll see. And if I'm not watching TV... Which I have plenty of shows that I watch by myself. I have the couple shows like I was telling y'all, but I have shows that I watch by myself. If I'm not doing any of those, I'm listening to an audiobook, which I just started one while I was mowing the grass. So I'm only an hour and a half into it. Can you believe that? An hour and a half. And I get in all 4 acres of my yard mowed. Oh, it's amazing. It used to take me hours. I want to say almost 3. Yeah, well, a little over 3 hours before with my smaller mower. But when I upgraded my jobs back in the day, I upgraded my which, to be fair, the Troy built that I had was a gift from, not a gift, it was a hand-me-down, a free hand-me-down from my father-in-law, which I loved. Don't get me wrong. Free is for me, babe. All day long. But anyway, that was all just a warning to say, yeah, I'm chit-chatting with y'all while I'm working. But the reason why I warned you about the chit-chat section was because I am about to tell you something that made me laugh so blasted hard. Okay, I'm sitting there, handling business like you do. And I looked at my phone for something, and it says someone had uploaded to Instagram, and they hadn't posted in a while. So it got my attention, and I looked. Well, right below theirs was, I don't know what pronoun they use. Okay. It was a person that looked of the male persuasion, spoke as a male, but had makeup and rhinestones on the eyes. So I don't know. But it was so funny because in the ad, or not the ad, I don't think it was an ad. It might have been. It was for Luxe, Luxe. I have seen, I think that brand advertised as some makeup, the foundation makeup that goes on white and it changes colors according to your pH level, so it's a perfect match and stuff. Well, I think that's the same brand as this, but they were talking about mascara. And in the ad, this person is holding up the pink and green tube that I have in my bathroom, that I use religiously. Now, I might not wear any other makeup anymore, but that Maybelline mascara is what I do use. I mean, y'all, I would not wear any makeup at all. I don't like makeup. But do you see Do you see these eyebrows? Do you see? The hair on my arm, it's blonde, it's white. I mean, I am a true blonde. Even if my hair is dyed red at the moment. But I am very... you can't see anything unless I put on mascara. So, I do wear mascara. But they were talking about this Maybelline, right? And, you know, of course they're dogging it because they're advertising their makeup and whatnot. But I just thought it funny that this 20-some-odd person was trying to sell me makeup or honestly despairing my makeup. They weren't wrong in the instance talking about how, you know, it does come up, it smudges up under my eyes and flakes off and stuff. So that is true. That was not a lie. That was not part of the ad that was wrong. What was wrong is talking about all these mascaras for mature women when you're in your 20s. Don't try to sell me something. And that's one thing I would love to see them endorse older, more mature people to endorse their products. Because, honey, if you want to sell me something, the fastest way would be to have someone of my age or someone like me recommending it faster than I would buy it, because some 20-some-odd-year-old, and that's not saying that I have a problem with anybody of the younger generations. I don't. I love them. They inspire me. But, you know, don't tell me about mature makeup or makeup for mature people if you're not of that age. No, that's not me being mean. I just giggled and I thought, look, y'all, I got a tent going on here. This is so funny. This is much like the last one that I was doing. Because basically it's one side is only one of the outside piece, like that, and then the other is two liners and then the other outside piece. So of course it's going to tip like that. Y'all, I am so excited for these pouches. I'm going to dread sitting here looking at the pile until I get those labels. Oh, speaking of, let me see if they've messaged me back. Nope, not yet. Hopefully they will get, these things will get shipped out tomorrow while y'all are watching this. Pardon me. Because I want to get these ready for y'all. And no, I still have no idea on what I haven't even finished enough of them to get a good idea of what they're going to be. I have a roundabout idea, but before I finalize it, I want to do a little bit of research to see what's going on in the market. I have a feeling that other prices will be a lot higher than what I think I should charge. That's usually the case. But the only thing that I have priced way outside my comfort zone is my totes. Only because they take a lot of effort. When I'm telling you I have to sew those straps on, because I don't sew just the strap. Let me use this as an example. I don't sew just the strap here and here. I sew the strap all the way down on every single strap. That strap goes all the way to the very bottom of the bag. Because I do not want, my biggest fear, because I have had totes like that. Not handmade totes, because, you know, let's face it, we all know handmade is better anyway. I have had totes that have fallen apart because the strap came off of the tote. So my idea was, okay, this thing's not going to come off this tote. Yes, I know my totes are expensive. And I know I priced it out of a lot of people's price range. But I do believe that it is well worth that money. Only because it is, I stand behind that. I really do. But anyway, I don't want to overprice these and therefore have to overprice the I'm trying to think of the word, y'all. I'm sorry. The bundles. Speaking of words, I brought it in here to show you because, yes, this is another squirrel moment. Side tangent, whatever you want to call it. Let me put this on. Let me put this on here first. When I was getting ready to go mow the grass, I wear a cami that has like a little bralette thing inside of it because I don't like a farmer's tan. I'll go to put it on and give me a second. I'm tired, y'all. But this is actually having bearing on what I was about to say. What's the daggone elastic? The elastic had come off of the triangle, you know. So I was like, okay, I need a pin. I need a pin. And I'm trying to think of the name of the pin. I don't know why I had to think of the name of the pin. I knew where they were at. Nobody was going to get them for me. I wasn't asking anybody. I didn't need to say the name of the pin. But this is what I was telling y'all about since October. Since that concussion, I am really struggling with words sometimes. And that's not just the fatigue that I got going on right now. I had to look up the name of this thing. This little bitty pin. And I know all of y'all know exactly what kind of pin this is. I was trying to walk my way to the word by thinking, okay, it's a diaper pin. It's a diaper pin. What's the name of the pin that you use for diapers? Come on, Lynn. What's the name? Couldn't think of it. Say my name. So I went to Google, and it's a safety pin. But there are certain things that have eluded me continually since that concussion. Words that I just have to keep finding out the name of because I forget it. I don't know any other way to say it. I might be putting that a little too close. Yeah. Well, I'll adjust it when I go to sew because I know that they're a little close. But anyway. So, fun fact about me. I am trying to navigate this junk with my head. Because we are in August, and that was October. So, I should pretty well be, I thought I would be okay. Now, that is a convoluted hot mess. Oh, okay. Came out. But anyway, I am about to get off here. I think I have, yes, yay. I only have 3 more left. The one I'm working on and 2 more. So we will wrap it up when I finish with that. Yes, I still have my little, though, I got to say, I need to pick up all the Dumaflachis on my floor because I have dropped so many of these today. But I think, didn't we count these at 24? So that's good. I can't remember how many I did the last time. I would have to look at it again, but I'd have to recount them, because those are fabrics that I will be able to continue to carry, except for possibly the Happy Bee. Tina gave me the name of that. Thank you, Tina. They did have some on Etsy, but not a whole lot. Oh, I ran out of little tabs. It's okay. I made plenty. But I'm trying to think. I think that was the only one that I was limited on those. But and the purple daisies, because apparently I can't find that anywhere but Etsy. I think that's the only place that's carrying it right now. Now the other daisies I'm pretty good with, because I think I can get all of those colors somewhere else. But there we go. So it'll be interesting to see how many I actually end up with. I'm hoping this is the last round that I have to do, except for those Highland cows and these right here. I hope I'm almost done with pouches for the moment, because let me tell you, out of the totes, the drawstring bags, and the wristlets / possible lanyards later, these pouches, they're the least enjoyable for me. But they're the most handy for everybody. Wouldn't that be the way it goes? I'm telling y'all. It's 4:30. Jesus. It's only been 15 minutes since I've been talking. This stuff is good. Actually, it's 4:35. But this stuff is good. I don't care how late it is. Honestly, this will be my last one. I did have a hydrate before I took my shower after I mowed the grass, but I'm going to get off here. I hope y'all have a great day. I will probably, I don't know what I'm going to be showing you Wednesday. Don't know. But let me know down below if I do include any more sewing. I really don't have room to set up the camera any other way other than the angle I had, unless I bring Bella, which Bella is my beautiful brother sewing machine. Unless I bring Bella here and talk to you like this, possibly. But yeah, if you did like that section, that portion of it, and want to see more, let me know. If it's not really your thing, because if I do include it, I will be sewing and talking, because I feel weird just sewing and then fast forwarding it and putting music to it. I may work up to that. I don't know. No promises. No promises. And like I said, I have D-rings, but I did not. Now, okay. Since I will not be sewing these before this video airs, if any of these patterns that you like, that is part of the pound yardage, all of these except the peonies will be. That's it. This is what I have, you know. So if you do not want this on your bundle, message me now and I will change it to a D-ring. If you don't want any hardware on it, tell me now. Because it's easier to change it here than you to get it home. And because this is swivel, I don't know how you would even do that. The D-ring, you know what I might do? I might just put, if you say that you don't want the swivel, I will just put a D-ring on it. That way it gives you options to add it, to add anything else to it later on, whether it is a key ring or whatever you may need it for. But just let me know down below, and especially if you're one of the people who have asked me for these individual items, But I just want to say thank you for being you and tell you that you are awesome. Every time you watch and every time you hang out with me and every time you comment or, you know, boost me up or, you know, just tell me, hey, look, ignore the haters. Which I don't have a lot of them. I really don't. I am so lucky. Yes, my channel is small, and I think that helps with not having a lot of haters. Sorry, I went to go refresh my website, and it said couldn't load data. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to work on any more of this tonight. I think the next thing I want to do is go ahead and get all of the information, get the listings or the product pages made up. And I won't have price, of course, and I won't have pictures, but I can have that rough draft done so that when I do get the tags and my brain finally kicks in on, okay, this is the price you want, this is the price you're going to ask, and then I can load it in, and everything will be ready for September 7th. I don't like computer work. It irritates me because my eyes can't really fully adjust to the computer screen properly. But anyway, I'm going to get off here and go find out what's for dinner because I've not cooked. We might cheat. We might get some takeout or something. Yeah, I like that idea. I just got to figure out what I want. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Like I need it, daggone it. But I hope you have a wonderful day and a good start to your week. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of you, okay? Bye.